Welcome to the last section of Module 2, Create Organized Users. Today we're going to talk about user groups. It's the second way to organize users apart from organizations, which use a hierarchy. You can also create user groups for teams that cut across different departments or hierarchical structures. So to demonstrate that, we're going to be using Livingstone rewards. We'll create 3 groups for gold, silver, and platinum rewards. We'll assign one user to the platinum's reward group. We'll test out user group sites. What is a user group site? Well, it's the pages that are going to display either on the user's profile or the user's dashboard. Now, profile is the user's public pages, and any private pages that are part of the user group site will become the dashboard. So we'll be implementing the dashboard pages on this exercise. And where do you find those pages? Well, you need to navigate via the personal menu to either the profile or dashboard pages. Let's go through the steps in order. We're going to log in as Josiah Copeland, create these 3 user groups, silver, gold, and platinum, and then assign Jason Murray. Well, sorry, I just realized that it's actually supposed to be Jason Murray. Doesn't really matter, okay? My user is called James Murray. Yours can be called Jason Murray. It's all fine and good. So let's go ahead and assign that user to the platinum user group, and then we'll create that user group site. The way we create the site is going to be a little different than the way we created the organization site, so follow with me on those steps. Won't be that hard. We'll sort of set up some default content for the Livingstone Platinum user group site, and we'll log in as Jason Murray to check it out, or whatever you named your user. Here are some bonus exercises you can use to further expand your knowledge. So you could try creating a dashboard for both of the other rewards groups, for gold and silver. I haven't told you this yet, but we're going to put a web content display widget on the page that we're going to create as a part of our user group site. So what you could do is you could go ahead and try to create some web content to actually display in that widget. And then finally, try also adding Hannah Jones to the Platinum user group and verify that she also can access the account overview page. So it's a little bit of more of the same here, but there are some additional steps you can take and some new things that we're not going to go over here. Let's get started. So I'm going to log in as the system admin once more. So we've been solely using this control panel here, and specifically only the users section throughout these exercises. But this time we're going to use the user groups section. Like usual, I already have the content here, so I'll go ahead and delete it. Since there aren't any users assigned to any of these groups, it should be no problem. Your page is going to look like this. Like usual, we're going to click Add. Let's go ahead and create our 3 groups. Nothing to specify here. We could specify default pages for the profile and dashboard. Profile equates to public pages, and dashboard equates to private pages. Pages that only the user will be able to view. But we're not going to do that for now. Let's go ahead and create all 3 user groups, gold, silver, and platinum. Since I've already created these before, the name is showing up by default. Okay, so we've done the first step. So how do we create a user group site? Well, we're going to go to here and click Manage Pages. Okay, from here we're going to press New. We're now interacting with user group site. So that's the only way that you can do that to create the site for a user group. And which one do we select? Well, since we are creating a dashboard, that's going to be a private page. Public page would equate to the profile. So we'll press private page. We'll use a widget page, which is a little bit simpler than a content page. We'll talk more about page types in later sections and modules. Let's call this page Account Overview. So the next thing we need to do is add some basic content to this page so it's not a bare bones page. Over here, you'll see that we are in this site, Livingstone Rewards Platinum. And how did you get here again? Well, you go to your user group and then you go to manage pages. And then the site administration panel will update to this site. So when we go to the control panel and when we click on user groups and when we click on manage pages, it's going to update that site administration panel to our new user group site. From here we can see the page we've created by clicking on pages, private pages. So we can either now press go to site, or we could view the specific page that we created. When I click go to site, I can see the navigation menu, which has the only page on our site. What do we want to do next? Now let's go ahead and make this account overview page, which is the only page on our user group site, a little bit more snazzy. We're gonna go ahead and add a web content display widget on the left side, or sorry, the right side here. There's no web content that we're displaying, so it's not going to show anything. Let's also add an alerts widget. Okay, I've actually already created an alert as the admin. That's why it's showing up here, but yours probably will show nothing. The last thing I want to do is add a navigation menu on the left hand side. Perfect. So our page is still bare bones, but we can tell that this is the account overview page where you can get alerts from admins, display web content, and then you can also navigate through your dashboard. So pretty basic. Let's test it out. We will log out and sign in as James Murray or Jason Murray at livingstone.com. So we are on the Livingstone Hotels and Resorts site. How do we get to the dashboard? Simply by going to your personal menu. It didn't work. What step are we missing? Well, duh, we forgot to actually add him to the user group. But that's useful just to show that this is what the dashboard would look like. It comes with one page by default. We don't see our account overview page, which should be displaying right around here. So let's go back and complete that missing step. Logging back in as the administrator. Heading over to user groups. And then assigning a member to the platinum group. Click add. James will suffice. That's it. Log out. Log back in as James. We'll expect a different experience this time. Perfect. Account overview page with a navigation menu, web content display, which is not going to display if it doesn't have web content, and the alerts widget. That wraps it up for Module 2. That's the last exercise. See you in Module 3.